Welcome to Voices of Resilience, where lived experience meets bold transformation. I'm your host, Dr. Tamesha Hughes-Frazier, and today we're pulling back the curtains on what personal growth really looks like. This episode is called The Glow Up Isn't Glamorous, because it's one thing to transform, it's another to do it while everyone's watching. On today's episode, we're joined by Councilwoman Marjorie Melina, a 20-year Charlotte resident, public servant, business leader, and a proud single mom with deep roots in North Carolina and a career spanning entrepreneurship, economic development, and civic leadership. Marjorie brings a pragmatic, data-driven approach to policymaking. Her passion for smart growth, small business advocacy, and community investment has helped shape East Charlotte and the District 5. Tune in as we explore her journey from auto repair shop owner to Harvard-educated change maker, working to make Charlotte a place where everyone can thrive. Welcome, Councilwoman Marjorie Melina.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. So I have been super excited about having you here. I'm also honored. But before we get into all of those good questions and really bring everyone to who you are, I want to ask that, who are you? Where did you come from and why are you here?
Oh, man, that's a loaded question. Well, I'm from North Carolina. I was born in a town called High Point, North Carolina.
Not too far.
Not too far.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a lot of family that still lives there. Furniture capital of the world.
Yes,
so
it is.
I grew up with textiles and people
Mm-hmm.
who worked in factories. A lot of my family members did. And I moved to Charlotte in 2004. So I've been here now over 20 years.
Yes, it'll be 21.
21 years will be this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I've spent half of my life here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a very long time.
It's a long time. So in being here, what caused you to say, okay, it's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to do something bold. Like, what were you doing before politics?
So when I moved here, I worked for a bank.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for City Financial. So I worked there for nearly a decade.
Wow.
A banking job brought me here.
Okay.
And, I met the man that I would marry.
Yay.
Yeah.
Got you a Southern man.
Yeah. No,
not Southern?
No. I married a man who was an undocumented immigrant from Honduras.
Now, we talking about real Southern.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, that's the Deep South. That's right. Yeah, we're going to call that the Deep South. But yeah, actually, my ex-husband was an undocumented immigrant.
Okay.
And he's not past tense. He actually is here in Charlotte. We got married close to 20 years ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And children?
We have 2 children.
Yay.
I have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Wow. Still in school.
Yeah.
Still in school.
2 in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you're almost there at the finish line.
Listen, sis, I am. I love my babies,
yes.
But, it's still, and I catch offense sometimes because people be like, oh, your kids are grown. I'm like, listen,
no.
Do you see the amount of things that are happening with teenage babies?
Yes.
You cannot get to a point where a teenager gets to a point where they can legally stay home and you act as though that means you're done. You're not done.
No, you're not done.
If anything, you need more emphasis during those years because they're still trying to figure out who they are, their hormones, all of these different things. So, although these, could maybe past tense have been hands-off years, I find that they require me to be present as well in a different way, though.
Because we're actually parenting in chaos.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you and I can't, I'm assuming. Because you look gorgeous, honey. Oh. Like the face is facing.
Listen.
So I can't guess that you.
Well, come on, twin. Don't.
45.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Okay, that's
I'm right there.
I'm
right behind you. So I'm an 80s baby.
Me too.
Okay. So you born in
1980.
Okay. Yeah, we're right there together.
Okay.
Class of 1999.
Listen, the best year ever.
You know what I'm
saying? The best year ever. Like, we don't even have a Prince song with anybody else. We got a Prince song. Party like.
It's 1999, So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's cool, and I'm going back to that, that comment where I said we are parenting in chaos. We are our children have gone through a pandemic.
Absolutely.
Our children have gone through so many things, and then they're being told all of these things about what they're supposed to believe in, how they're supposed to cope, and all these things. So I'm definitely an advocate of making sure that your children, get everything they need to get before you send them out. I don't think they're rushing kids off to what?
Oh yeah. So you're a parent?
Yes, I have 3 boys. Oh. Yes, I love my kids. I love my boys.
Oh, I love that.
And they're special. So
so you understand this so much.
It takes time.
Oh yeah, it
does. I tell them all the time. My oldest was talking about he wanted to get his license, and he was feeling he'll be 21 this year. He was feeling the pressure of driving.
Yeah.
And I said, driving is a big responsibility.
Come on, I'm going through that with the 17-year-old.
Yeah, no, it's a big responsibility. No, I didn't start driving until I was 22.
Yeah,
and I bought my own car. Yeah. At 22.
I did too.
So,
I bought my own.
Yes, it's nothing like a Honda. But
come on! I had more Hondas than I could count.
1989, the top of the year.
I had an 87.
See, we're right here. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that thing, I drove it forever. But what I was telling him is that, just hold, just wait a while. Yep. And so I really like the fact that you are taking time with your children and you're being present.
Oh, yeah.
And so then now I'll move to the good stuff. All of it is good, but this is the mixture of you being in all of these spaces, and wearing all of these hats. So what prompts you to run?
Oh man. So I've lived here in East Charlotte since 2010. So I didn't always live in East Charlotte when I first moved here. Actually, when I moved, I worked in Fort Mill. So I lived closer to South Carolina. But we moved, my ex-husband and I, to East Charlotte in 2010. And I was always volunteering. I've never not volunteered to do something since I've been here, make myself useful, get to know the community. And so let me back up. Undergrad, I had a dream to and undergrad was a pause and then go back. That's another story. But
we're going to get there.
Yeah. But when I finally did finish my undergraduate degree, I participated in a program for public policy. It was actually, it was an honors program. So I lived and worked in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And I worked at a Nobel Peace Prize-winning international nonprofit. It was called Physicians for Social Responsibility. So we worked on international policy as a part of my curriculum. Nice. And so back then I wanted to do the Foreign Service. I wanted to be a diplomat.
Okay.
I wanted to maybe work at an NGO. That was what I thought I wanted to do. And so the landscape in our city is really not conducive for those types of positions. Right. And so in its inception, I was doing what I loved, but I was still interested in where policy was made, how the cake was baked. So I started putting myself in adjacent areas, and it really here is politics, right? Politics is really the center of where policy is created, whereas, for an example, in Raleigh, it's very different. They have a lot of NGOs there. They're proximate to Washington, D.C., but at that time, I'd already started roots here. I couldn't pick up and go there.
Right.
So, I started volunteering with people and campaigns. I started managing campaigns. In 2016, I had a staging location here for Hillary Clinton. Actually, on Central Avenue, where the Yafo Chicken and the Snooze is.
Yes.
That was my staging location for the 2016 presidential campaign. It was lit. We did real work out of there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I started down a path with an intention very different. And even then, I still wasn't looking to run. In 2022, I'd gone back to graduate school. I was recently divorced. I was trying to put a lot of pieces back together in my life. And I started having people come to me and say, Marjorie, we really want you to consider this. Right. And that's what kind of led me on the path, because I had a lot to consider at that moment.
Okay, that is wonderful. So we're going to go back, because I want to know, who was your support system? How was your infrastructure navigating
that's a big question.
Undergrad. Listen, or just navigating life,
So I tell people, because a lot of the times we expect policy to create equilibrium, right? Policy will never equal the playing field, because the difference between somebody who fails and someone succeeding is support.
That's right.
You got to have somebody who believe in you, somebody to step and tie in the gaps, because you got gaps. If you are previously a person who has not had access, if you don't have a bridge over troubled waters,
come on now,
you will not make it.
All
the policy changes in the world can happen, but those things, the single mom who don't have child care, the person who got the schedule that's not conducive for doing anything else,
that's right,
the inability to chase dreams because of all of these different obstacles, there's no way to legislate those differences.
That's right.
So you ask a fundamental question that should be the precipice for all growth, right? And so for me, I believe we are multidimensional beings. I believe we are mind, body, and spirit, right? So my spiritual life is what makes my core value system what it is, right? So spiritually, that's my no flex, no touch zone. It is my line in the sand.
That's right.
It is
my boundary.
It is my boundary. It is a brick wall
right,
with 10 Rottweilers behind it, right? But outside of that, because I'd volunteered and made myself available and earned the respect of so many varied humans in this community, it was people who I could ask and have an ask. And because I'd created value, they were willing to help me. So for an example, right here in this building, downstairs used to be the unemployment office.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
In 2019, I'd walked into that office and I was recently separated. I had no job. I had no money. I knew I wanted to leave. I didn't even know how I was going to pay the bills at the moment. I walked in and I was like, look, I started calling everybody who I'd volunteered with to say, I need help. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'd never been in a position where I'd received like public assistance.
Right. But we pay taxes, so
right. You know what I'm saying?
so we got to do what we got to do.
But I had to go and apply for these systems that I hadn't done before. And I had to lean on people who I'd previously given free time to say, what do I do? Can you help me?
Right.
I need a lawyer for a divorce. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But again, it was because I'd made myself available and created value. So these humans that I asked, a few of them, not all of them, that's another story.
That's right.
But a few of them were willing to say, hey, you know what? Well, I know you could call this person, or maybe you could try this avenue, or maybe this is no one doing it for me, but people being willing to, give me this lead or help me in this way.
Right. I love that, because that's similar to what I've had to do.
Yeah.
From Cincinnati, Ohio, having to, making North Carolina my home, I had to create family.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't Greensboro, then it was Salisbury, and now it's Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then when those tough times hit, because they will,
they do.
You have to be your greatest advocate and lean in to those people that you've been available to.
And ego.
Listen, it goes out the door.
It go out the door.
Survival is so important.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
So the glow up for you, because that's what I see. And it's not, I think we make that, it sounds like it's so cute. It really is powerful.
Oh, my dear,
because I get to see somebody that looks like me making
decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Twin.
Yeah. Where you been?
Nobody. No, I cannot sing. I cannot sing. But you know what? Real quick before we move further, and that's one of the things I love about this, is that I heard a fun fact about you, speaking about singing and everything, that if I put on my long boots, and I so is it true that you love Mary J?
I do love Mary J.
You love Mary J like that?
Mary J.
Like karaoke.
Listen. Oh, so you know about the karaoke. Yes. Oh, we rocked it. Yeah. So, and that was like this total, surprise to everyone, right? Because it's something I do at home. I might hum a tune with my daughter or something like that. But yeah,
no,
we rocked it out.
I heard that you was like full, like, okay.
Yeah, no, yo, Mary
Matter
got
of
me.
fact,
She had me hype.
listen,
She had me
it's so
going.
known.
Yeah.
It's chat GPTable.
Oh, really? Oh, that is hilarious.
It goes beyond Google.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much. Yes.
Oh, that is wonderful. Okay, so I just wanted to get that in, lightning. Now let's dive right back into politics.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Because right now there's so much going on.
It is.
There's so much uncertainty, and a lot of people just don't understand, and they're just waiting.
Yeah.
As a person that speaks both English and Spanish,
yes.
What's the hat that you put on when you go in?
So so policy and politics, they're multidimensional.
Right.
And they are aligned, but they're not synonymous, right?
Right.
So a lot of people from a politics perspective lean left or right, and that's just the system of the country that we operate within. But the policies and where they're made, where the cake is baked, who can do what. Right now, what we're dealing with is a preemptive state of affairs. Preemption meaning at the federal level, they have the highest order of policy-making ability in this land, right? And then you move that to the state level, right? And then you come to a county, then a local level.
Right.
And because I'm a municipal government official, at the municipal level, even though we would want to do something more, and there are many people who do, as soon as we would react, we'd be preempted by state law, by federal law. Like I said in the beginning, I married an undocumented immigrant. And so, I have seen and I know things that many people don't know, right? We've, in Charlotte, dealt with, the license issue in my home and things like that. So I see these things, and as much as I would want to say, like, Charlotte we could stand symbolically with, the immigrant community, and many people are taking that stand. But from a policy perspective, something that would protect the humans that have an undocumented status, we are preempted. And that is probably the saddest state of affairs. And it's something like we've not seen in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. No, we've never seen this.
Yeah.
I think that this whole situation is making everyone kind of look at their education.
Oh, yeah.
Did I take this?
Yeah.
This is definitely not right.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is I'm going to swing it back down a little bit, and I'm going to get a little more specific with the understanding what motivates you specifically to do this, to say that I'm going to stay in this fight, understanding that we are that you're limited.
So my core value system.
Okay.
Right. Belief is the cornerstone of being alive.
Okay.
Right. And that's for all people. We breathe, and you believe that there's air there, right? It's subconsciously. You know that as long as you can breathe and you're a healthy human, you can stay alive.
Right.
Every human believes, whether they realize it or not. And maybe they don't believe religiously, but there is an innate hope that relies in all of us. And I think to varying degrees, how much we nurture that is who we become. So the central part of my being is built on belief and hope.
I like that.
Right. And so I have hope. I'm alive, which means I have an assignment.
Right.
Right. The hope in knowing that what I can do is something that would, at least affect the greater picture. Maybe not wholly, but, from my level of emphasis, it can.
Yes.
That's the why.
Okay. So how do you carry the weight of leadership while still focusing on your own emotional and spiritual? You said something about the spiritual part. which I love, because that's to me what grounds us, protects us, and leads us.
Oh yeah.
However, you are human.
I am human.
And what and you all get it. You know, like that's the part where I think a lot of people don't understand, is that you get stuff that don't even belong to you.
Oh, all the time. All the time.
You know, so like you know, I want to see what are your tools? What's in your box? I know we have the spiritual, but how do you get the point across?
You know, that's so the humanity of it, right? You know, I call it the Messiah complex, because the minute you say you're a believer, people expect you to never curse, never get upset, never fuss out a terrible person.
And that's where you're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today. Because
you're going to learn today.
Listen, I said I am a multifaceted human. I get upset. I get disappointed. You catch me on the wrong day, I might tell you about yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And some of those things are absolutely tools that help you deal with the present moment, right?
That's
and
right.
So I tell humans that when I meet them, I mirror energy, right? I love to be in a space where I can share love and share belief, but sometimes you can't do that, right?
Yes.
You know, some days it feels like I got it all together, and then some days I feel like it is falling apart and I am catching pieces.
Right.
It really depends on the day. And each day is a brand new day, right?
Yes, it is.
So, you know, Monday was a day where it was just all over the place. It was unorganized, organized chaos to some degree, right? I had a baseline, but life was lifing, like all of these different things at once. So primarily just taking it day by day. And I think what's in my toolbox, again, is the origin of, you know, allowing the fullness of who I am as a person to be present, right? I forgive myself as quickly as I possibly can. If I get upset, guess what? I got upset, right? If I get it wrong, guess what? I got it wrong, right? And I'm unashamed to say that, but I think the fullness of your humanity without it being religious, because that's the rub, right? That's the rub.
And that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Right.
The difference is when you take it and make it religious,
Yes.
and you can't really allow the full spectrum of emotion to be there.
Right.
And I allow myself to be emotionally the being that I was created to be. I need all of it. I need the anger. I need the pain. I need the frustration. I need the sorrow, but I also need the joy, the happiness, the contentment, the wins, all of those things, and I know that all of that makes me Marjorie.
It does, and that's the glow up. You know, I like the fact that you said all of the tools, and
all of them.
And so with that, did you have your degree when you first?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's get into it.
So yeah, that's the
because you know most times we feel like we gotta have this and we have to have that, and it's great to have it, and I want you to talk about that. But sometimes God wants you to run.
He does.
And I'll get all of that other stuff to you later, but I really want you to tell that story, because a lot of people feel like it's too late.
God favors motion. Right? Faith favors motion.
That's right.
Action. Belief favors action. Right? Even if you don't have it right.
Right.
Even if you're going in the wrong, favor, belief, hope, God, all favor motion. And so I've tried a lot of different things. And I've tried them and they've not been the path, and I've you know, pick right back up, keep going.
Right.
The motion.
That's right.
Right? Belief favors, you know, the faith without works, all of these cliches things is dead, you know, all of these things, because you meet the blessing in transit. You meet the blessing on the path, but you got to be moving.
That's right.
And so for me, when I actually returned to school, when I came to Charlotte, I started school. I stopped. I did the things. I got married. I had my children, both of my children. Both of my kids were little when I went back to school. But I knew it was something that I always wanted to do. So I picked back up, and I started at Central Piedmont.
Yep.
Got my Associate of Arts degree. And actually, I started initially at UNC Charlotte, but at the time, I hosted a radio show, ironically, called The Diversity Experience.
Wow.
I wrote my own segments.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but again, it was motion.
Right.
And at the time, I was trying a whole lot of different things.
Yes.
And things that were working, things that weren't, but I was learning all of these different things about myself.
I like that.
And I found a program at ASU online, right? Hybrid. So when I lived and worked in DC, a portion of my degree was actually done online with ASU. That was one of the reasons why I chose it.
Right.
And
it's flexibility.
It was flexible. I needed the flexibility. And then when I chose to do the program for the honors, public policy and national security internship, I had to leave my family and come home on weekends.
Yes.
Here, toddlers. Yes. I wanted it, though.
I know that was hard.
It was hard. Yes. It was hard. I slept on the mega bus more times than I can even count. I got ready here in Charlotte. I go and with my clothes on for work, I'd sleep on the mega bus, go back to DC, and go straight to work.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Because the beautiful thing is that I show my students who are thinking about not going to school.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I want you to look at her. Even if you don't go to a 4-year, you need to go somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't know that, but single-handedly you've helped hundreds of students just get in there and finish, and they're all smart.
Yeah.
Very, just like you, just genius. I think you're genius. And then I love the fact that you don't allow one lane to define you.
No.
We was talking about that earlier, how people, we say pivot.
Yeah.
Or we shy away from being in the job for 30, not shy away, but we feel bad about doing multiple things when, prior to us, it was 30 years on a job. You're showing that you have some stability and you popping all over here. You're just everywhere.
So you bring up a good point. The degree that I chose was one that I designed.
Okay.
So that was another reason why I chose ASU.
Okay.
So I've known this since undergrad. Through. I have a multifaceted undergraduate degree. I have a liberal studies degree. Okay. So I took about 4 different lanes because I'm first generation.
I love it.
So when you first generation, ain't nobody telling you hey, you need to do this, you need to do. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So it takes
some time.
Right? So I knew I was passionate, and then I found this degree that allowed me to really look at different avenues. And it's not a popular degree, right? This country and the stability in every major Ivy League institution is built on the liberal arts, right? Curiosity used to be the governance for higher education, but we've gotten far away from that now. The industrial, complex of how we train people to work. Then we gave people one avenue. We snatched curiosity out of it, and then we told them, you learn to be an accountant. And then that becomes not only the degree you have, but it is now like a part of who you embody as a person. This is who I am and what I do. And that singular lane doesn't really allow for the flexibility of life, right? The things that happen, all the things, the disappointments and as many curveballs as life throws us. So, the degree allowed me to really learn. I learned on the job. Now we can give that to our kids.
That's right.
We give that to our babies. Now they know what we didn't know.
That's right.
Now they can do what we only dreamed of doing. They can cut down their one runway dramatically just because we went ahead of them and did it.
Yes. And one of the great things that you're doing is that you, and myself as well, is building a legacy.
Hell yeah.
So that when someone knows this is mine right here.
Yeah.
And I've paved the way so that they can walk in.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like not just my children, it's all of my children.
All of the babies we get to touch. And I refer to that often because, those of us that choose to, the energy of being a mother.
Yes. Right.
And I'm really big into, energy, divine feminine, things like that. And the earth herself is divine feminine.
Yes.
Right? She feeds us. She teaches us what we are.
She does.
And we have this ability to be that for any baby that we encounter, right? That's
We do.
open to it. I meet babies and I see that baby, and you can see the glow in a baby's eyes when they see it. I'm telling you, people think I'm weird. I see their baby and the baby light
I
up
don't
when
think
they
you're
see
weird at all. I
you
think
know.
that's truth.
Yeah.
Because they one of the things as a teacher
Yeah.
that I learned is that you might fool yourself,
Yeah.
but you can't fool children.
No, you can't.
They can
Those
see
babies know
straight
it. They can
through
see
you
it.
and know that you are about to that you're not authentic.
Yeah, them
that you're
babies
not.
know it.
So
But they gravitate towards
they do.
They you know.
They love you.
Yeah, they
and
do.
I had just this morning, I was around a baby, and I was just like, no, you're not about to make my ovaries feel any kind of way. I'm done.
I know, right? I tell myself that often, right?
Yeah, like I'm done. This things is over. But she was
Yeah.
just the sweetest little, beautiful, gorgeous, smart baby I've ever seen. And so, but I want to ask you this: if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self about the path of healing. Because as we recall, going back in our conversation, there was a time where you was going through all these things.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm assuming that in order to get to where you are now, you had to go through a healing process.
Oh.
And so if there was any advice, because there's somebody out there, there's some young person out there, there's some middle-aged person out there who's deciding that they want to change.
Yeah.
They want to heal and they want to advocate.
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
So advice to my younger self, it would absolutely be, would I have listened first of all, right? But
Probably.
let's just make sure that I was listening.
I would say to me, no.
Yeah, no, right? Like I wouldn't have listened to me.
I would not have listened
right?
to
I wouldn't
me.
have listened. But if I were to listen to that 44, 45-year-old woman who came to me and said, hey, young lady, you got your whole life ahead of you and you need to be thinking of this. I would tell her, you know what? You forgive yourself quickly.
That's right.
Right? Forgive yourself quickly. Resilience is built like a muscle.
It is.
Right? And
It
so
is.
you're as resilient as you are willing to rebuild, right? If you want a muscle, I want to go and I want to get tight, I got to go tear my tissues, rip them.
That's right.
And allow them to grow back so that they can be stronger.
Yes.
Right? And that's resilience. That is the resilience of the human being. You can heal and you can heal and still decide to stay exactly where you are.
That's right.
Right? And I tell my own kids, I say, your life is your responsibility. That's a big girl, big boy lesson.
Listen, but
right?
that's powerful.
Right?
It really is.
Your life is your responsibility.
You're giving it right back to him because most times we trying to take it
Yep.
and navigate it. No, this
Listen,
is you.
It's yours. The path is yours, and I love you more than anything in the whole world. But I can't keep you from the muscles that you got to build for the path that God gave you.
That's
right.
Listen,
Right?
we're the book. Where is the book? Okay? Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and speak that thing into existence because we need something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought about that because I don't like to work out. But
no, me either. But we don't like it because of the pain.
Yes.
Like it's the pain, it's the
pain.
soreness.
Yes.
And the one thing about a muscle is that the muscle got memory first of
Yes,
all.
it does.
It's got pure memory. That's the resilience you've built. Right.
Right.
And then for that muscle to calm down from the pain, you got to go and work out again. And then when you go work out again, the pain go away. Can you imagine that? Like
it does.
The very muscle is asking you to come back, stretch it some more so that it can stop hurting. And literally to stop the pain when you're building muscle means you got to go back, work out to stop the pain. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But it is a life lesson.
It is.
Right? And so I would, like I said, I would say, don't be afraid of what is going to make you a human being that can bounce back from the things that God only designed for you, right? And so that's the gift, is allowing somebody to say, look, this is what my path has taught me. Here are the lessons I've extracted from it. Take what you need, but here is what I've learned. And what I've learned is that you're going to fail, you're going to succeed, you are going to have times, hopefully they're limited, but if they're not, that means you need resilience for your path. that you're going to have times where you got to put yourself back together because things fell all the way apart. But guess what? If and when you do that successfully, you will build resilience.
Yes.
And just like your muscles, your mind and your soul and your body will, develop a memory that when you meet that again, you have what it takes to overcome it. And you'll meet it at a new level. You'll meet something else at a new level that demands you to grow. So what I find is the more, people, another cliche, the more to whom much is given, much is required.
Right.
Well, that is, listen, the more muscle you build, in order to continue to build muscle on top of muscle, you got to take that muscle to a new level a new level and a new level. And so it's really the same thing in the human path. It is the higher we go with everything that I'm holding, my resilience muscle looks a whole lot different at this level than it did when I was beginning.
That's right.
Right? The things that challenged me then were just like what challenges a baby to stand up and walk.
That's right.
Right? Well, now I got real track runner muscle
Calves,
building.
yes.
Yes, right?
Right.
And so guess what? The things that I need to build my muscle at this level, they're harder.
That's right.
They're harder.
That's good.
They make me cry. They make me cry. They make me sad. They make me feel at times like I can't go forward. I have all of those things. I have all the things. I do. It's not a perfect thing where I wake up every day and like, oh, I got this. It's in the bag. No, I question myself. I have doubt. I go through all the emotions that any other human goes through at every level of growth that we have.
Yes.
And, because of the resilience, because of the muscles that I've built, eventually, I reach for what I know is there. The trust that I've built, knowing that I've been through worse.
That's right.
Or I've been through something. So if I keep going, then there's something on the other end of that God has waiting for me.
Yes. And he has. And one of the things that, and I'm going to close on this one, is that's what makes you resilient.
Yeah.
That's what makes you a voice of resilience and an example for everyone who's going to view to see, the up close and personal Councilwoman Marjorie Melina.
Thank you so much.
Did I say it right?
You did. That Molina.
You got to just let it go. Let it go.
Molina, because it's another tongue. So it's a little foreign, but I get it.
So thank you so much for coming. I know you have a busy schedule and you've taken time for us at the Voices of Resilience.
No, this is awesome. I love what you're doing. Thank you for doing this. This is important and so needed. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and keep building resilience.